Okay, this is a heat sink system for a greenhouse. You can hear the fan running. If you come over here, Stacy, if you get some video of this, you can see this is an air return. Basically, what this is doing is returning air that's being sucked off the top of the greenhouse, being run underground into a heat sink, and then it comes back up cooled. We have two systems in here. This is a plenum. You can see built out of 55-gallon drums and some duct pipe. Anyway, it has a fan in it that constantly sucks hot air off the top of the greenhouse. It goes down underground. We have 50 tons of rock laid in a trench with corrugated pipe running through it. So all day long, hot air is being sucked off the top of the greenhouse. It goes down underground and it comes back up at the air return that we just saw. So what it does basically is capture. Normally during the day, even in the winter, we would have to open up the greenhouse and ventilate and just blow the hot air out. And then at night we'd have to start burning fossil fuels to keep the greenhouse warm. So what we want to do is just catch as much heat as we can by sucking the heat off the top of the greenhouse and storing it in the ground, and then it comes up at night through the same system. Is a bench heating system, and we'll take a quick look at that. You can see it's got a little bit of wear and tear on it. These are old recycled prison bunk beds, and what we've done is outfit them with a little insulation on the bottom. This is micro tubing that transports the hot water through the system. Basically the plants sit on this, so all the heat that we generate from the hot water tank, and we'll look at that part of the system in a second, but all that hot water runs through the micro tubing, so the heat is transferred directly into the plants. The plants sit on top of this. The heat is transferred directly into the plants, so we're not heating any of the air around them. We're just heating the soil that the plants are in and the plant roots, and that, with the heat rising from that, heats the canopy of the plants, but essentially we're able to keep the temperature of the plants where we want it without having to try to heat all of the air in the greenhouse. This is a remote sensor. It takes the temperature of a plant. It gets placed in one of the pots down toward the middle of the greenhouse, and it checks the temperature on the soil. When the soil temperature falls, it calls for heat, and the heat comes from here. Standard 40,000 BTU residential hot water heater. The hot water heater heats water, and then if you look at our control panel, this is the controller for the pumps. We have two Grundfos pumps. One of these goes to over to the other hoop house to a ground heat system. But essentially, when the benches call for heat, this has a set temperature. It turns the pump on, and this is what pumps the hot water down through the benches and returns back to the hot water heater. And that's essentially what we have heating all of these benches in the greenhouse.